So, Showbiz Shelley here in studio with one of my favorite actors, and I'm not just saying that. Greg Kinnear, welcome to B96.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, so you star in this new film, Heaven is for Real, in theaters April 16th, based off the best-selling book by the same name.
Yeah.
Now, how did you get involved with this project? Did you read the book, or did you first get involved and then read the book? And then talk a little bit of what it's about.
Well, I hadn't read the book.
Okay.
And I went in and met with Randall Wallace, who I'd worked with on We Were Soldiers a few years ago. And he, in fact, held up the book, said, "You familiar with the story?" And I said, "No." And he proceeded to tell me about it. And I thought, well, even if it wasn't based on a book or a true story or whatever, I thought it'd be a good film. Sounded like an interesting idea for one anyway.
Yeah.
It's this pastor in a small town who's he is a pastor, but he's also a volunteer firefighter and a wrestling coach. He repairs garage doors. So he's kind of not that one-note stereotypical guy that I'd seen portrayed in that world so often. And he has a son that he loves very much, who had this near-death experience and basically comes back and says he saw heaven, and it's the father, and the family dealing with the implications of that. And a title like Heaven is for Real is not ambiguous, I know.
Right.
But surprisingly, I thought the story, at least the film, the way that Randall Wallace, who's an excellent writer, he wrote Braveheart, had kind of crafted, gave you a sense of what this experience must have been like for these people and the conflict. There's a lot of difficulty that comes out of this situation, not only for kind of Todd's own faith journey, but also the town's reaction, the newspaper's reaction, his friends. There's a little bit of it gets ostracized a little bit. So it deals with all of those things, and whether you believe there's a heaven or not, it kind of leaves that aside. You can feel whatever you want about that, but it gives you a front row seat into the story of this family that was I thought was really interesting, and that was my interest in doing the film.
Yeah, because, right, people should know it's based on a true story, right?
Yeah.
This family that had this experience. And so doing the movie, did it sort of get you thinking yourself, like, gosh, I wonder what really is? I mean, did it all get you thinking a little bit, or what kind of experience was it like filming it?
Oh, it is I guess a central question for anybody's life is what are we doing? What is the onward journey? And whether you believe there is one or there isn't one. I suppose that discussion is a good thing, and I think the movie allows for you to ask some questions and think about it, with at the same time still being entertaining. My concern when I read the script was, is this going to be a 2-hour church sermon?
Yeah.
And am I going to be delivering it worse? No pastoral experience for me. So I was afraid that it could be very preachy, and it really avoided the trap of that. I think Randy's script managed to rather than get bogged down in what's heaven look like and what's it feel like or any of that, although it is touched on and you do have a sense from the boy's perspective what he saw, it instead focuses more on the journey of the family and kind of what turns out to be a real serious struggle for the father.
And let's talk about the boy. Colton Coram, right? Newcomer.
Yeah.
Never been in a movie before. This is his first.
Connor Coram.
Or Connor, who plays Colton, sorry.
Who plays Colton, that's right.
Yeah.
We cast the boy with a name similar to the actual name. That was number one, just to keep the authenticity.
I like it. No, thank you.
It's amazing. The kid, he was 5 years old.
Yeah.
He's now a seasoned 6-year-old boy at this point, but he was 5, and he's from a town outside of Cleveland, Ohio, and they were doing this big national search, and they brought down about 4 or 5. It kind of got down to about 4 or 5 kids, and they were all good. We did they brought me in to read with them in Joe Roth's office in Los Angeles, and they were all good. And then the last boy who came in was little Connor, who just came in very quietly and kind of rocked our world. He was great. He just had a natural honesty about him that really is so effective in the
Mhm.
movie. If you don't have a boy that you just completely and totally believe, there's no movie here. There's nothing to tell. There's no story. So he had to be, he really had to be somebody who could convey complete uh, uh, authenticity and honesty, and he does that flawlessly. He's a remarkable actor, and it's all effortless. He makes me very mad in that sense.
Why? Because of his experience?
No, because it's easy for him. For the rest of us are working our, off.
Right, and it just comes so natural.
A kid walks in, he just 5-year-old, he just nails it, no problem.
He did.
He shouldn't have the right to do that.
I couldn't believe it when I saw that was his first movie.
Yeah.
I really didn't. So, I mean, he has a long future ahead of him, I think.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's I think so too. I mean, he does. He probably does. He's a really sweet kid, and he's all boys. So when you're not shooting, he's tackling you. He's throwing. He wants to throw the baseball. He wants to get his soccer ball. He wants to play with Spider-Man. So he was. My job was half actor, half kid whisperer. but it was but ultimately really good experience, and I really love the kid. He's